Are you considering going to the Jewel Grande Resort and Spa in Montego Bay, Jamaica, and wondering, what can I do there? Well, in this video, we're gonna cover everything there is to do, the pools, the beaches, the water rentals, the spa, everything that you can do there, kind of keep yourself busy and make sure you don't get bored, and what is there to do for kids. We're gonna get into all that right after this. So I just want to remind everyone, if you didn't see my other videos about Montego Bay, the Jewel Grande, I cover the resort layout and the room quality. I cover everything I ate and drank there and all the things of the all-inclusive. This video, we're covering all the activities, and I also have a fourth video, a bonus, on a day trip to Doctor's Cave. How did I do it? How much did it cost, and should you do it, and should you spend money to go there? I'll give you all that information as well. So check out those 4 videos. If you're seeing this video right now, those 4 are already available on my channel. Certainly go check them out. So what I did at the Jewel Grande Montego Bay Resort. So one thing I will tell you is every building, there's 3 different buildings that, actually there's 4 different buildings, but 3 buildings that you stay in, they all have concierge at the bottom floor or the lobby floor that you can go to and say, these are the things I want to do either inside the resort, outside the resort, can you help me get those set up? So you can check those out and they'll be able to help you. If, like we did, we had an oceanfront 2-bedroom butler suite, and what I did is we communicated with our butler if we wanted to do something specifically. So the butler set up everything. Pretty much it's an on-call concierge for you. It came with the room because we wanted a 2-bedroom because there was 4 of us that went. It was my daughter and her boyfriend and my wife and I, so we were able to use our butler. If you do have a butler, just a heads up here in the activities, they use everything through WhatsApp. So you'll be able to use WhatsApp obviously on Wi-Fi inside the resort. If you don't have an internet package, for traveling internationally, if you're not from Jamaica, make sure you have that set up, because if you go on an excursion, you have to contact your transportation. Pretty much everybody on the island, from what I heard and what I was told, uses WhatsApp, so you will need internet service. So even activities, excursions outside of the resort, if you're going to use them, make sure you have the capability of pulling Wi-Fi on your phone. So let's start with the pools. Neither of the pools had cabanas around them. So if you're looking at, I've been to multiple resorts, I do lots of reviews on resorts. Cabanas at the pool is one of our favorite things. There were no cabanas around this pool, which is a little bit of a con for me. Both pools didn't have a ton of chairs either. So you will need to snag your chairs early in the AM. So one thing I have here is about 0700, which is 7 AM, about half the chairs were claimed. So if you go out, if you're an early riser and you want to go snag chairs, certainly do that, because then that'll ensure that you do have them. There weren't a ton of chairs around the pool, but what's really strange about the resort is I asked people around the resort, I asked people working at the resort, how full is the resort now? They said 90%, which is pretty full. It never felt that full. So the beach was pretty much empty. There were chairs available all over the place. The pools got busy. If you didn't get out there by earlier in the morning to claim them, some of the days there were lots more people there than there were chairs available, so heads up with that. But other days there weren't. So apparently this resort is very come and go throughout all the days of the week. It's not like a Saturday to Saturday thing where it's like mass exodus and mass incoming. Everybody kind of flows in and out, so it makes it very easy going in the sense of, I'm like, where are all the people? So even at the pools, even though there's not a lot of chairs, you never felt like, oh crap, I have nowhere to sit. At least we didn't run into that, and it didn't look like the pools were overcrowded to the point where there is no room. Didn't ever feel that at this resort. So I want to start with I'm calling it the clubhouse pool. On the map, they don't have it named as anything, but it's the pool right outside of the clubhouse or the lobby. It's where we spend most of our time. It's more of the quiet pool. The bar doesn't sit in the pool, but it's literally right next to it. You can get it has a beach grill, which you can also order food at, which is right next to the bar. The bathrooms are well placed throughout this entire resort. You don't have to go far to go to the bathroom when you're at the pools, and the lobby is closed. So that's great for the clubhouse pool, because the lobby bar is the best bar on the resort, has the coldest drinks, and it has the best bartenders. The other bars that are around the pool, you are going to taste the liquor if you are a mixed drinker. The beers obviously don't change. The draft beer out at the outside bars, not that cold. The lobby bar had the coldest beer, and it also had frosted mugs, so it was super helpful. The Century Pool, which is all the way on the other side of the resort, which is the newest tower and the newest area. This is the pool right next to the Century Tower. This one has the swim up bar, which is where a lot of people spend their time. It's more packed than the other pool. The DJ plays music here. All the activities are over at this pool. And so there's games and pool activities inside this pool. So this is kind of the rowdy pool. This also has the pool volleyball as well, if you're into that. It has the Pelican Grill, which is right next to the pool bar that you can get your food at. So you have a food option at the clubhouse pool. You also have a full food option at the Century Pool, which is nice, but you have to get out and get the food. There isn't pool food restaurant service at either of the pools that I noticed. And you also have Orchids right next to the Century Pool, which is just up a flight of steps, which is the buffet, which you can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner at as well. And then the kids clubhouse is literally right next to the Century Pool as well. And the bathrooms are convenient at this as well. So if you're gonna put your kids into the clubhouse, it is right there. The one thing about the clubhouse, it doesn't open until 10 a.m. So if you were a morning workout person and you wanted to drop your kids off somewhere, this thing doesn't open until 10. It is right next to the pool. Apparently there is babysitting service on the resort. I didn't use it. We don't have young kids. There's young kids in our group. They didn't use the service either, but realize that if you're a workout person, you may have to find a solution for early morning workouts. But those are both of the pools. There's only 2 pools. They're not overly large, but they never felt overly packed either. So heads up there. Beaches. Major concern for almost anybody who goes to the Caribbean right now or anything like that is seaweed. The seaweed made the ocean experience awful. So every morning they clean the seaweed off the beach. For the most part, I'd say 75%. The problem is the seaweed is still in the ocean. And the way they have like a lagoon, because they have like this walking pier to this gazebo, and then they have another which protects the beach from erosion and heavy waves. They kind of crash against the man-made pier versus coming all the way in, but it traps the seaweed. And when you are swimming through seaweed in parts of this little lagoon, it makes the water brown, it makes the beach brown. It was not great. You had to swim through it. They did clean it up in the morning, like I said, but they don't clean it up inside the water. So I went in the ocean once in a week and I love being in the ocean, and it was pretty gross. And this light is not doing well for me, and we will switch over here. There we go. So beach, not great this time period. I know the seaweed kind of goes in cycles. And we saw pictures where the water was crystal blue. This was not the case here. On the other side of the man-made pier, the water was bright blue because obviously there wasn't seaweed there. It kind of got trapped in this lagoon. It made swimming there was pockets where you could swim where there was no seaweed, but you had to get to them. And everything just felt gooey and gross, and I didn't like it at all. Some people didn't care. There was tons of people out there that were just swimming amongst it. I can't do that. That's not my bag. Chairs. You will never have a problem getting chairs on the beach, at least while I was there. There was literally possibly hundreds of chairs, maybe not hundreds, but maybe 100 chairs available. I'm assuming it's because of the seaweed, not a lot of people were going to the ocean, but some people just don't like the beach or sand, so there were tons of chairs available. Not a lot of shade outside of the cabanas. There are a couple of palm trees that people kind of gather around and pull their chairs under to get out of the sun. But other than that, you're going to be wide open in the sun, getting burnt, so just be careful there. And there are a few natural umbrellas that they had built, like natural umbrellas, like the kind of thatched umbrellas they had at the far end of the beach that you could use as well to get out of the sun. Speaking of cabanas, the cabanas are $134 a day, I think, roughly. It's either 134 or 143, one of those. Towels, pillows, cooler, and butler service all come with that service. The butlers did a great job. They were constantly revolving. There was 2 or 3 each day that would ask you if you need anything. They would get your food, they would get your drinks. They gave you a cooler full of water, soda, and beer, which was excellent. They kept the mixed drinks coming. And then, like I said, they would also get your food or anything else you needed. So they were really good. The seaweed issue, if you get there and there's seaweed and you're concerned about the seaweed, don't waste your time with the cabana. You're probably not going to spend a whole lot of time there because you're not going to be able to get in the ocean to cool off, which means you're going to be heading back up to the pool. And if you don't have chairs reserved up there, you may not have anywhere to sit unless you're just going to lounge around in the pool. So the cabana is amazing because you constantly have really cold drinks. My beer was always freezing cold, so I didn't have to deal with the draft because they came out of cans out of the cooler. Love that. Cold water, cold sodas, great. We didn't have to get our own food. They brought it to us. Love that. You could sleep in the cabana. there wasn't a whole lot of air. There was air movement on the beach, so you had a nice breeze, but the way the cabanas are, and they kind of have like curtains down the side, it kind of blocked too much of the breeze, which means the cabanas got hot. I wanted to get in the ocean to cool off. I couldn't because of seaweed. So if you got a seaweed problem and you're concerned and you don't like the seaweed, I probably would not waste my money on the beach cabanas. We actually canceled our final cabana day because we just weren't using it. So at the beach also is a walking pier. This was cool to walk out on. They had a big gazebo at the end. The bigger waves crashed over it and it made for some really cool views. So like some of the middle of the week, it got pretty windy and the waves got pretty large and they were crashing against the man-made pier, which was really neat. And then the blue water was on the other side of the pier, like I stated. The beach was pretty large too. It was a pretty large area. Never felt like it was super crowded. The sand was soft and white, but once again, the water was disappointing because of the seaweed. So that's everything on the beaches. Next, I'm going to Watersports. Hours of operations, they opened at 10. I'm pretty sure that's when they had everything out and open. They had kayaking, wind sail rides, and stand-up paddleboards. The wind sail rides, they don't go out when it's really windy. So if it's super choppy, which we had towards the end of the week of our stay, they would not take the wind sail rides. So they're kind of like mini catamarans. I wanted to take one out to the blue area and drop my GoPro in to see what footage I could get. I never got a chance to go out there because it was too windy. They're not very large catamarans, so they would get very up and down. They obviously didn't want to lose anybody in the sense of overboard or you know, flip the boat or anything, so they weren't letting anybody go out. They do have the stand-up paddleboards, which is great in the lagoon because it doesn't have a lot of waves, and then the kayaking as well. People went out and kind of went around the lagoon area as well. Kids Club and Teen Lounge doesn't open till 10. If you want to work out at classes like I stated, it doesn't open till 10. And I also heard they have babysitting service. I think it's through the Kids Club or Teen Lounge. I didn't get any video of that because it's pretty weird to video other people's kids. I don't want to do that. That's strange. Should be doing it anyway. So, and that's what I have to say about the Kids Club. It's right next to the pool on the Century Pool. The Grande Spa. So we had 5 people went to the spa. One person went twice in our group. They all got massages. They all raved about the spa experience. They said, one person in our group said the massage was amazing. This person goes pretty much to the spa at every resort we go to. So she's very well versed on spas. She said the masseuse was amazing. My wife said that her massage was okay. So it's anywhere from good to great, but the whole spa experience they said was really excellent. The price was around $300 with tip for 80 minutes. So just to give you a price point there. The spa pool, now this is pretty interesting. The spa pool can be used by actually anyone at the resort. It's hidden, it's on the back side of the spa. It's completely covered kind of by nice landscaping. So you can actually go to the spa pool, which I think it's heavy salt or whatever they put in it. And you can lounge and relax in there even if you don't have a spa appointment. I didn't know that till the end of the week because I probably would have used it. And then the spa rep walks around the resort throughout the week. So there will be somebody coming to you asking you if you would be interested. So you don't have to go to the spa. You could go to the concierge. You could go to your butler, but there also is somebody walking around looking to get appointments signed up. But they said overall the spa was a really great experience. So if you're into that or you're interested in that, it seems to be worth the money, and we had 5 people go. The yoga and wellness retreat. So the yoga is gentle flow and power. They have power walk and promenades. They have aqua ice in the pool, high impact spin, tone abs and stretch, and Pilates. So we didn't do any of the yoga. I did go to the gym one of the mornings. It's very small. If you get 5 people in the gym, it is crammed. There's only one set of weights. There's not a lot of room to move around. I think there's maybe 3 treadmills. Super crammed, really small. Now you can use other areas of the workout area to take weights too. For instance, they have a little cycling room for cycle classes. You can go in there. There's a larger room where they do like TRX workouts. You can go in there and take weights, but you really can't work out if the gym is packed more than 5 people. It's that small. Also, don't take their towels, because I accidentally took one of the towels out and had headphones on. I wasn't hearing the guy. It was a whole thing. But I did do one of the morning workouts, which was like a boot camp. It was very good. The trainer was very good. It was a really great workout. It was like 6 stations, and we did 2 different cycles of that. It was a half an hour with maybe 15-minute abs and stretch. It was a really great workout. The trainer was really knowledgeable. It was fun, so I would recommend that. I didn't do the TRX workout. I heard that was difficult, really heavy on the forearms. I've never done a TRX workout, but they have that stuff throughout the week, plus cycle and spin classes, so, and yoga as well. So certainly check it out. The gym's small. You're gonna wanna go early or go in the middle of the day, maybe when everybody's at the pool, but who really wants to do that? Just, you're gonna have to work around other people. And then some of the other activities in the surrounding area, White Witch Golf and Cinnamon Hill Golf is within 1 mile radius of the resort. The golf resort, you can actually look out the opposite side of the resort, not facing the ocean, and you can see a huge golf resort right there. The Great House Rose Hall is really close by. The shops at Rose Hall are really close by. Doctor's Cave Beach, which we took a day trip to, which I'll do a video review on that. So that was really nice. And then the hip strip for shopping is literally right next to Doctor's Cave Beach downtown in Montego as well, which I didn't do any shopping, but some of our family did, and they said it was fine and it was nice. So that's kind of the main activities. Another couple things I want to talk about is the entertainment. The entertainment at night. The one night I actually went to the entertainment, it rained that night, and they did it indoors in like this smaller, I'm assuming it's one of like the office space, you know, or like group rooms. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. Lip syncing was awful. The dancing was mediocre. It actually made me feel uncomfortable with how bad it was. So that entertainment, not great. And I've seen lots of nightly entertainments at lots of the resorts we've gone to. This is by far the worst I've seen. Now, we were on the 9th floor in the Silver Tower. We could actually look down on a lot of the, on the nightly entertainment, because a lot of it's, you know, music-based and dancing. It seemed entertaining, lots of light show, people watching it were clapping. So I didn't go to any more of them because I was not wasting my time because the first one was so terrible. Now, to be fair to the shows, it could have been because it was indoors and it kind of caught them off guard and it's out of their normal element, but it was awful. Like awful enough that we left early and I felt uncomfortable leaving early because it just felt bad. So I don't recommend the night entertainment. If somebody's been there and said they've had a great experience with it, certainly go. A lot of our families kind of really into the nightly entertainment because of the kids. They didn't go a lot of the time either because it just left a really bad taste in our mouth the first night we went. We probably should have gave it another try, but by the time you get done with dinner, it's usually pretty late and I'm usually exhausted by that time and I just didn't really want to deal with it. But they had Michael Jackson nights, you know, lots of dancing, lots of culture, kind of music around the world as well and things like that. We could see it looking down on it from the 9th floor. We really just were enjoying the music portion of it. I didn't need to see all the dancing and lip syncing, just the music on our balcony was really, so if you're on your balcony, you can hear the music and you'll hear it till I think probably about 9 or 10. I forget what time it closed. So be prepared if you're an early sleeper, you may be hearing music till that point. But music choice is great. The entertainment side of that, not so great. The daily activities, I didn't go over and play water volleyball. I didn't do like the trivia things they were doing at the other pool. I walked through it, heard it. But with the DJ and everything, that's just not really my scene. I wanted to relax. They had things going on. I've been to other resorts that had way better things going on from a daily activities thing. They certainly try, they do a good job. They're putting themselves out there, trying to get the members and the customers engaged, but I didn't spend a whole lot of time there. I played a lot of water volleyball at Hyatt Ziva. I did not play any water volleyball here because the net was pretty saggy. It just seemed kind of second thought. They do have a beach volleyball course as well, which they play 4 to 6 in the afternoon. We go to dinner early, so I can never really play, but they also have beach volleyball as well on top of that. Just so from an activities where the resort does a lot of things, not very impressed. Once again, the ocean, awful because of seaweed, but the beach overall is good. The pools were very nice. So entertainment activities, nah. There's lots of things to do in Jamaica that you can certainly get to though, and you can explore outside of that, like Doctor's Cave, which we'll cover in the other video. So if you have any comments, any questions, any concerns, or any insight of maybe something that I got wrong, let me know down below and we can communicate back and forth. But remember, I have a resort and room quality video. I have everything I ate or drank in the all-inclusive. I have this activities video, and then I'll have a day trip to Doctor's Cave, plus a 4K walkthrough tour with little captions as well for the Jewel Grande Montego Bay Resort and Spa. We will catch you on the next one.